Hi there! Are you thinking about starting to stream on Twitch? Or did you just start streaming on Twitch and you're not sure what to do? Then keep watching because I got you. I am a partnered streamer on Twitch for a few years now, and I've been streaming for a total of 4.5 years. I have learned a lot along the way about streaming, about Twitch, about different tactics, about what to look out for, do's and don'ts, and I would love to share that with you. First things first, you want to start out by thinking of a username to use on Twitch and other social platforms. Now, what I would recommend is trying to think of something unique, something rememberable, and definitely not something that people cannot pronounce. Think about it. If you read a name and you're like, how do I pronounce this? Then you cannot really remember the name because you don't even know how to pronounce it or say it in the first place. And so it's very, very less likely to stick around in your brain. It makes somebody less memorable. If you pick a funny name, a unique name, something that really fits you, but it's also easy to pronounce and not too long, and with long I mean like long, then people should be able to remember you by the name. And that is half of the work. For example, if this is your name, it is way easier to be remembered than if this was your name. So be really mindful when you think about a username to use. Use a webcam or a Vtuber. It brings personality to the stream. It makes your stream more appealing and interactive to most people. Although I must say, there are plenty of very, very successful streamers that do not use a face cam or a Vtuber or anything. But just know, streaming gets a lot harder if you don't use it. So I personally recommend to use anything like a Vtuber, PNG tuber, or a webcam. And that way it brings more eyes to your stream, and it also shows your personality and it makes it more interactive, and people can watch your facial expressions and how you respond to things in your game, for example, or to chats that you read, or it makes it more personal and interesting. I don't say it's a must, but it is very important that if you're comfortable with it, definitely use a face cam. Lighting. Now, if you use a webcam, then you have to make sure your lighting is on point. First of all, let me show you the difference between bad lighting and good lighting. Here I'm sitting in the dark and I'm just chilling and whatever. Like, you can see a little bit of me, but it is not very vivid. It's not very eye-catching. It looks like you're slacking, to be honest. Ta-da! The good lighting. That is a lot better, isn't it? People are way more likely to click your stream if your lighting is on point. It is the truth. Another thing that is often overlooked is audio quality. If your stream sounds horrible, nobody wants to say because it sounds horrible, it's annoying. I'm just gonna put it out there, it's just annoying. Maybe you don't have the funds to immediately go for a decent microphone, that is understandable, but definitely try to prioritize your upgrades. If you're gonna upgrade anything, the first thing you should upgrade is your microphone. It doesn't have to be a super expensive $1,000 one, but make sure it's at least a decent one, like not a headset microphone, but like a decent USB microphone, to say the least. Watch other streamers. If you watch other streamers, even if it's not really your thing, you can definitely learn a lot from it. You can see how other people that are successful are running their streams, what kind of overlays they use, how they interact with their chats, how they narrate their gameplay, basically how they keep their stream interesting. Like, what do you see in their stream that looks interesting to you, that makes you think, hey, I wish I could do that? You could use that as an inspiration and see how other people do it. And then it is easier for you to learn how to stream successfully yourself. Do not, however, never, ever, ever use that as an opportunity to self-promote or tell them that you're just starting out with streaming. It's a bit frowned upon. It's unspoken streamer etiquette that you do not self-promote or talk about your own stream unless somebody asks in other people's streams, because then people just feel like some billboard and they don't feel respected, and it's just not very nice. Just watch, get some inspiration, learn from it, see how other people do it, but do not self-promote there, never. Watch your own VODs. So when you're done streaming, a VOD will be uploaded to Twitch. It's like a recent past broadcast, right? Go check them after every stream, because if anything is wrong, let's say with the way you behave, maybe you said some naughty words or things against TOS, or maybe you had audio issues that you didn't know about, or video issues, could be anything wrong, then you see what's wrong and you can solve it, right? You can do something about it and improve your stream that way. But also, if you do things well and things go well, you could look back and see what worked for me and what didn't. When did I have the most chatters, most viewers, and, vice versa. You can use your VODS and your analytics to look at that, analyze how your stream went, and implement any improvements or just some self-assurance that you did well. Keep an eye on your chat. If people say, hey, and it takes you 10 minutes to respond, people are not going to wait for 10 minutes for you to respond to them. They're going to be bored and walk away from your stream. If you want to retain viewers and, gain a community and have fun and have people to talk to, then definitely make sure to have your chat open at all times and look over to your chat at least, let's say, a few times per minute. The very least a few times per minute. I personally glance over to my chat every few seconds. It is something I got used to. It's something to get used to in the beginning, understandably. But that's something what I do. And even if it's quiet, I still do that. Because in case somebody talks, I don't want them to wait for a long time. I don't want to be too distracted to forget about my chat. Because I want to be an interactive streamer and I don't want people to leave for me not talking. I understand that if you have one monitor and you're a streamer that plays games, that you cannot really have a chat open on your monitor because you have to see the game. For that, I also have a solution. You could use your phone, for example, to keep an eye on your chat. Maybe you can get one of these phone holders. I got this one for like $2 from AliExpress. We have different kinds everywhere, obviously, but you could get something like this or just find a way to look at it properly. You could use your phone. Be entertaining. It is way easier said than done, I know, but being entertaining is what keeps people in your stream, what keeps them from walking away and finding another streamer that does entertain them. It is just the way it works. So, you may be wondering, how do I keep them entertained? How do I know what to say when it's quiet in my chat? Listen up. So, a good way to fill in quiet moments in your stream is by narrating whatever you're doing. If you're just chatting, you could be like, oh, I'm gonna drink my favorite drink. What's your favorite drink? Reflect back with a question while also explaining what you're doing. It's just a silly example. Now, if you're, for example, playing a game, you could narrate whatever you're doing in the game. So if you are walking around in the game, you could say where you're going, what you're gonna do. You can constantly keep talking about whatever you're doing that way. So then you will not have quiet moments. You could also go for conversation starters written down on a paper note on your desk, for example. This could be questions like, what is your favorite pizza topping? What is your favorite drink? What is your favorite game? Just silly, innocent things like that can really spark a good conversation in chat and keep everybody engaged, entertained, and it's interesting to get to know each other that way, isn't it? Now, this one may seem very obvious, but it's often overlooked. Use social media to get yourself out there, to show yourself and your streams and your good vibes to the world. That is the invitation for new people outside of Twitch to find you. Truth is, as a starting streamer, it is where you need to get your first viewers because you will be snowed under by all the bigger streamers in all the other categories, unless you play a game that nobody plays. But, besides that, most of the times you will get snowed under by bigger streamers. So to get to the point where you actually get seen in the directories by people browsing Twitch, you do need a solid viewership, like a base viewership already. So when you just start out, definitely grind social media platforms, put yourself out there and make sure people see you. Make sure you, of course, link your Twitch everywhere because then people will know where to find your Twitch if they're interested. And also understand that social media, you don't just do that for once and then you're done. No, it's a consistent grind, but it's definitely a very important factor, especially if you just start out with streaming, to connect with people, to invite people to your streams, to get yourself out there. Have a schedule. If you have a schedule, then people know when you are streaming. If people know when you are streaming, they are more likely to visit you when you're streaming. And then you will have more viewers, right? That's the theory behind it. It doesn't mean that if you make a schedule that you will magically get new viewers. I wish it worked like that, but it will definitely help you out. It's very important to have a schedule and to let people know about it. You can let people know about your schedule on social media. You can also have a schedule on your Twitch page itself. Make use of that. Let people know when you're live. Consistency. Being consistent in when you stream and how long you stream helps people know when you're streaming. Now, a schedule is a thing, right? If you have a schedule, people can see that way when you're streaming as well. But people will remember you better if you stream consistently. And some people don't look at schedules and just see who's live at the moment. And then they get used to a certain rhythm of you being live. You know what I mean? That makes people more likely to come back when you're actually streaming. So yeah, definitely stay consistent, but also do not forget to have fun. Keep in mind that a community needs time, love, and effort to be built. So when you just start out with streaming, it is very normal to not have any people in there, or maybe very little people. Everybody starts out that way, and don't let it discourage you. Just enjoy your time, and the community will come in time as well. That's it for today. Those were my tips for the beginners on Twitch. I hope they will really help you out. And if you have any questions, put them down below in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them as best as I can. I am gonna make more videos. So if you liked what you saw in this one, leave a like and stay tuned.